Mechanical headway has acquired their extreme crease changes, particularly as far as blockchain arrangements. The extraordinary Vechain exchanging stage currently offers the unwieldy cycles that made the hierarchical development late. This special blockchain-based organization is instrumental in changing elements of an association more clever and methods, all the more distinct. Allow us to look at the ongoing subtleties of Vechain and comprehend the Vechain cost expectation for what's in store. Vechain. Behind the screen adventure, the cerebrums behind this blockchain-based arrangement, Radiant Lu, made his little glimpse of heaven in 2015, an objective that was to make the store network and the board lifecycle perfect. Radiant Lu conveyed his huge involvement with the field, with his stretch at Louis Vuitton China before this endeavor. For the establishment, Vechain brags of being the finished arrangement taken care of inventory network upgrade necessities. The credit for getting revolutionary changes the item lifecycle through a productive overseeing framework goes to Vechain. While seeds of Vechain's starting point can be followed back to Ethereum code today, the central credits of Vechain are fundamentally put to use in installment organizing, casting a ballot, savvy agreements, and considerably more. Because of creative arrangements from Vechain, engineers can today give highlights equipped straightforwardly to business customers. Vechain record and confirm each data about the inventory network development which further guarantee security. Mission Vechain. To comprehend Vechain establishment, one necessities to scrutinize the beginning. The main role behind making this sort of blockchain organization was to resolve the issues being experienced by the coordinated operations area, particularly regarding dispersed and disproportionate information. While the business battles monstrous information traffic day to day, sadly, a framework to make this information transferable and very much smoothed out was the center issue that stayed neglected. Serious compartmentalization leaves the whole production network, the board, in the most extreme number of cases to depend on unified information sources. Eventually this brought about an information transmission that was less bona fide and hazier. Vechain. Delivering multi-layered change, the personalities by means of advanced mode mate on Vechain token called VED are answerable for getting more noteworthy responsibility the total production network, the executives. The fundamental idea of the Vechain or VED advancement arrangement is to improve store network, the executives, and item lifecycle, the board. This goal is achieved using dispersed record innovation, DLT, of Vechain. Vechain has empowered NFC and RFID radio recurrence recognizable proof chips driven observation. All the while, the Vechain blockchain stage has additionally permitted the utilization of QR codes and supply the board. The labels and sensors are a significant piece of Vechain usefulness. Through this, Vechain can follow and direct significant information in supply-based planned operations. This data is handed off survive this blockchain stage. This approach helps the business experts in perfect and quick information the executives in light of a credible check framework. This procedure is of central significance, particularly for huge complex inventory chains. As an organization, Vechain assists undertakings with keeping steady vigil and business refreshed in light of simultaneous turns of events. Vechain has worked with a not so much unwieldy but rather more compelling evidence of authority agreement through Know Your Client checked hubs, empowered by the VED establishment. Without a doubt, thanks are because of Vechain comprised monstrous organizations. The present VET cost is around $0.04582 in the digital money market. A cost remedy after such a huge siphon would be normal for venture. Be that as it may, according to our Vechain cost expectation, the money could recuperate for the present moment, as the crypto market denoted a blended pattern at this point, bringing about the value climb of most altcoins. According to our Vechain cost expectation and other Vechain cost forecasts on the lookout, the coin is toward the finish of its momentary bullish cycle, and it could watch out for the recuperation. Allow us to view the Vechain cost forecast outlined beneath. Let's push ahead to in our Vechain their cost expectation for next 5 years. Likewise gave an extremely unbiased specialized examination of the ongoing cost of VET token for 1 year, expressing that before the year's over, according to Vechain predications, VET cost could arrive at $0.065-0.073 which is a wide reach. These VET value forecasts are given impartially, without a feature of any confidence. Our Vechain cost expectations for the next years are referenced underneath. Vechain value expectation 2023. Out of many VET cost expectations or Vechain cost expectations out there, our Vechain gauge uncovers the normal VET cost could be $0.063. The hopeful Vechain forecast proposes the cost will raise a ruckus around town mark, taking into account the development in market capitalization, the greatest cost could take off up to $0.070. Vechain Value Expectation 2024. The value expectation Vechain for the year 2024 appears to be positive up to this point. The Vechain cost will drift around $0.068 consistently, and it tends to be expected to stir things up around town low of $0.055. The ongoing cost of the coin is around $0.045, and holding the VET token at this cost for a drawn out will help the financial backers. Vechain Value Forecast 2025. For the drawn-out Vechain cost expectations, the computerized coin cost gauge predicts that VET cost will have a huge flood, and it could cross to arrive at $0.093, according to their specialized investigation. In 2025, Vechain cost expectation mirrors a likelihood that the cost could contact 0.08 around the last quarter. One more site for Vechain gauge accepts that the VET cost will keep a vertical direction to reach $0.095 toward the finish of 2025. Other long-haul Vechain value expectations are excessively hopeful, putting the Vechain cost figure at around $0.098 toward the finish of 2025. Our individual and fair-minded cost expectations Vechain VED is that it would have to work harder, assuming that the coin value wishes to accept and assert its situation for bullish energy. As far as Vechain cost expectation 2025, the expense of Vechain needs to break the mental sign of the new high of 8 cents to begin a monstrous bullish force. In the event that it breaks the $0.080 mark, and in the event that they play their cards well, and more organizations are expanding on Vechain VET, or on the other hand the following bull run kicks in the cost of Vechain could proficiently siphon to $0.1 throughout the following 10 years, according to Vechain cost forecast. With Vechain value expectation or VET cost expectation utilizing specialized investigation, verifiable information, and different measurements, conjectures ought not be utilized to base a choice to purchase VET coins. Vechain value expectation 2026 and then some. The Vechain VET value expectation for 2026 is hopeful, considering how well Vechain assumptions are met regarding market capitalization and blockchain network acknowledgement later on. The Vechain cost expectation 2026 uncovers that the typical cost to search for is 13 cents over the course of the following 5 years. The Vechain cost could contact the ground, breaking 11 cents, according to our Vechain cost expectations, and could create benefit for the financial backers. In view of our Vechain cost expectation, a drawn-out increment is normal. The cost visualization for 2027 is $0.318. With a 5-year speculation, the income is supposed to be around plus 594.32%. As indicated by the Vechain forecasts done, the coin cost is supposed to stretch around $0.034 toward the finish of 2024. Transient cost expectations recommend the Vechain cost to be around $0.020